These are some of the Roman ruins in southern and eastern France, and only some. There are a lot in other areas. These are in that little French town, Vaison-la-Romaine, that seems to be so unassuming when you first get there, yet has a full medieval town on a hill, a 2,000-year-old flood-proof bridge, and other middle-aged sites. That's Middle Ages as in time, not as in an old guy. It also has some great Roman ruins. One of them is sort of a knob hill of its time, and that's during the Roman times. And it's called the Paimon site, if I'm saying that correctly. And it contains Roman villas. There are some houses here that have actually been given names, but those names are given by the archaeologists who find certain things there, and they always need a way to identify specific structures. So one of them is called the Laureate of Apollo, and this house is named after the head of an Apollo laurel wreath, which is in white marble. And this particular home occupied about 2,000 meters of space, and they don't even know if that's all of it. This is a place to imagine like the main entrance. You follow a succession of rooms, a dining room, a dining mosaic courtyard, then at the heart of the house, the large ceremonial room, marble floors, and the entries are on the street served for domestic business areas. There's kitchens in the homes and little basins and bathrooms and toilets and courtyards and places to shelter the area for wood. You know, all the things to give you the comforts of home. However, keep in mind that these are the homes of the patricians of Roman society. Roman society was divided into two classes, the patricians and the plebeians. The upper class citizens, called patricians, came from a small group of wealthy landowners, and the plebeians were everybody else, as in general public. These ruins are right outside today's citizens' doors and windows. To them, this is just part of their neighborhood. These were also multi-level houses. These weren't like ranches. These were double-deckers. Some of these mosaics are absolutely amazing. And keep in mind that mosaics are made up of pieces of glass that's maybe 1/2 inch square. So talk about labor intensive. You can even make out where the gardens were here. These are walls and foundations of people who lived 2,000 years ago. This just boggles my mind, and we're just strolling through them. It's pretty certain that no one will be strolling through the living rooms, kitchens, and bathrooms of the houses that we live in today. Since this is on a slight hill, you can actually see the town below. This was the view of the Roman elite during the occupation, if that's the right word, of French or Gaul towns by Rome. You walk through these tunnels, which date from the 1st century BC, which were unearthed in 1912, and you walk up the stairs to a semicircle that could accommodate up to 7,000 people. So there had to be a fairly large population in the town, even back in Roman times. The stage wall was 25 meters high. That's 82 feet, 32 tiers of seat. This arena is still used for shows today. You can tell this was no backwater community. The Romans attributed some importance to this place. There is a flat area at the top, keeping in mind that this arena is built into the side of a hill, but the top is mostly weed overgrown, at least while we were there. I'll bet these ants could probably trace their origins back to the original construction, and maybe even before. And their offspring will probably be here long after we're gone. Many of the artifacts from the site are in the Theo Desplan Archaeological Museum, which is very close by. Within a 5-minute walk from this site is the La Vaison Thermae, and I know I'm not saying that right. And this is where the Romans bathed and exercised. This is actually on your way to visiting the cathedral. So if you watch the first video, you'll actually see a pathway going to the cathedral with that blue flower. This was on the other side of that blue flower. This is basically the gym. There are no private toilets. You better like your neighbor. Privacy did not seem to be a main consideration here. And this is all in that little town.